Do you ever wonder how some people continue to push themselves and quitting is never an option? These people just keep going, almost like they are a uniquely designed machine. They don't know what it's like to quit, nor do they know what it's like to sit in the comfort zone. In Tim Grover's book, Relentless, he mentions that there are really three types of achievers in this world: coolers, closers, and cleaners. And in your business or your team, having all three is a necessity. Now, when talking about all three, he mentions that coolers are good at what they do. Simply that. They definitely aren't outstanding. They're slightly above average and don't really display any traits of greatness. Then you have the closers. These are the ones that are motivated, so long as it's scripted and laid out in front of them. They perform the job and they give you the intended results pretty much every time. Don't ask for too much of these people, because if you throw too many variables at them, they just don't perform. Finally, there's the cleaner. The cleaner is the epitome of a performer. They only know how to produce results, and there is no doubt that they will find a way. You can throw different variables their way, complicated obstacles, or undesirable situations. It doesn't matter. They strictly produce. Now, Tim mentions that almost every cleaner displays the 13 characteristics he's laid out that define a cleaner. Now, I'll list them out real quick so you know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's one that's unwritten that really defines it all in one statement. The 13 characteristics of a cleaner are as follows. You keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else has had enough. You get in the zone, you shut everything else out, and control the uncontrollable.
You know exactly who you are.
You have a dark side that refuses to be taught to be good. You are not intimidated by pressure. You thrive on it. When everyone else is hitting the in case of emergency button, they are all looking for you. You do not compete with anyone. You find your opponent's weakness and attack. You make decisions, not suggestions. You know the answer while everyone else is still asking questions. You don't have to love your work, but you are addicted to the results. You would rather be feared than liked. You trust very few people, and those you trust better never let you down. You do not recognize failure. You know that there is more than one way to get what you want. And finally, you do not celebrate your achievements because you always want more. Now, in my personal opinion, the unwritten rule of a cleaner is that they follow through and always finish, no matter the challenge. You can see that a cleaner has many characteristics that show that this type of person only knows what it means to push through and get the intended result. But out of all of these, it seems like following through and finishing is the simplest task of them all. So why is it that a cleaner can find a way through, but coolers and closers just can't do it? Why do they need the guidance of a cleaner? Here are the 5 reasons why a cleaner has follow through unlike any other. Number 1, their mind sees obstacles objectively. They don't see difficulties subjectively. They don't see it like the situation is good or bad, and they definitely don't infuse any negative emotions into a situation. Instead, the scenario just exists, and it's their job to persevere. Think of this example. Say you've set this goal to lose 30 pounds, but you're on vacation. Out of nowhere, the weather was great, but it just started pouring rain, and today is your day to run. A cleaner views the rain as something that just is. They committed to something and they will finish. It's just another element into what already exists. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. Then compare this to your average person, and they might see the rain as this negative issue. They might say something like, I'm not getting wet in this rain. I'll just do it later. But then later never comes. The second reason why a cleaner has follow through unlike any other is that their expectations of themselves are higher than anyone else's expectations. A cleaner does not accept mediocrity, and they don't allow the habits to come into their life that produces mediocre results. The level of success that they want requires absolute follow through, never stopping short. Not only is finishing part of their mentality, but finishing well. Think of the best performances that you've ever seen in sports, business, or life in general. When Steve Jobs or Kobe Bryant were challenged throughout their career by the many different critics that they encountered, they taunted them with questions like, can they actually continue to move forward in their career? Do they still have what it takes? The thought of failure never crossed these guys' mind. But more importantly, they never thought of retiring because they hadn't finished the job that they set out to do. When others thought that they couldn't become any more, they became something that others couldn't even grasp. The third reason why cleaners have a follow through unlike any other is that they have a plan A and that's it. What I mean here is that they have absolute focus on the goal and nothing else. They don't have a plan B in the case that it doesn't work out for them. Instead of quitting and abandoning their original plan for a much easier course of action, they rise to the occasion and take the challenge head on. Take this example. Someone you know has been wanting to take the leap into entrepreneurship for years, but they never quite made the decision to do so until one day they just had enough and it was time. Here, a cleaner has one option, entrepreneurship. That's it. No other option. Whether it takes 1 year, 1 week, or 1 decade to become profitable, this is the plan. They finish when the task is complete. Now, on the other hand, many coolers and closers venture their way into entrepreneurship, but they always have a fallback plan in mind. They have this thing that they can always do if something doesn't work out. And like you'd think, that distracts from plan A. The fourth reason why cleaners have a follow-through unlike any other, they see the work as the process and the reward as the checkpoint. The thing about cleaners is this: they see the time that it takes to perfect the craft and gain the knowledge to be uniquely great at something. But when they achieve a major milestone, it's short-lived. They are always in pursuit of this higher mountaintop to climb. Just think of Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. When most athletes just want to win 1 championship in their career, that just wasn't good enough for Michael Jordan or Tom Brady. After winning 1 championship, they checked the box off and began working toward next year. Then, when you look down the road, they have more rings than you can fit on one hand. The same goes for other arenas outside of sports. When you reach an income milestone, an exercise milestone, it doesn't matter what you do. A cleaner wants more and only finishes when they decide enough is enough. And the fifth reason why a cleaner has follow-through unlike any other is that following through and finishing is the entire purpose of their existence. A cleaner only thinks with one outcome when it comes to their craft. Finish strong and do what you say you're going to do. They don't view challenges as a negative scenario. They don't get emotional about the way their mind or their body feels when the times aren't perfect. They just view it as it is what it is, and it's my responsibility to overcome anything that's in between me and my goal. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one on the Relentless trait and how cleaners have follow through unlike any other. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and light up that like button for me. Share it with a buddy who needs to hear this. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, where I bring you all the content on building a high performance mindset and lifestyle development. Thanks for watching.